Daniel, a boy who stood strong for God. A long time ago, in the land of Judah, there lived a young boy named Daniel. Daniel loved God and had been taught God's ways from the time he was small. He knew how to pray, how to obey God, and how to trust Him. One day, a powerful king named Nebuchadnezzar came from Babylon and captured Jerusalem. Many people were taken far away from their homes, and Daniel was one of them. He was taken to Babylon, a land with strange customs, strange food, and people who did not worship the true God. Even though Daniel was far from home and far from the temple, God was still with him. Daniel chooses to obey God. The king of Babylon wanted strong, intelligent young men to serve in his palace. Daniel and 3 of his friends, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, were chosen. They were taught the Babylonian language and ways, and they were given rich food and wine from the king's table. But Daniel knew that eating this food would not honor God. The Bible tells us, Daniel decided not to make himself unclean by eating the king's food. Daniel chapter 1 verse 8. He politely asked for permission to eat vegetables and drink water instead. God gave Daniel favor, and after 10 days, Daniel and his friends looked healthier and stronger than all the others. God blessed their obedience. He gave them wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And God gave Daniel a very special gift, the ability to understand dreams and visions. God gives Daniel wisdom. One night, King Nebuchadnezzar had a dream that troubled him deeply. He could not sleep. He called all the wise men, magicians, and advisors, but none of them could explain the dream. The king was angry and ordered that all the wise men be punished. Daniel heard about this and asked for time. He went to his friends, and together they prayed to God for help. That night, God showed Daniel the meaning of the dream. Daniel did not take credit for himself. He said, "There is a God in heaven who explains mysteries." Daniel chapter 2 verse 28. Daniel explained the dream, and the king was amazed. He praised God and placed Daniel in a high position. Daniel remained faithful and gave God all the glory. Daniel keeps praying. Many years later, a new king named Darius ruled Babylon. Daniel was still faithful to God and worked honestly. The king planned to put Daniel in charge of the whole kingdom because Daniel was trustworthy. Other officials became jealous. They tried to find something wrong with Daniel, but they couldn't. Daniel was faithful in everything he did. So they made a plan. They convinced the king to make a law that said no one could pray to anyone except the king for 30 days. Anyone who disobeyed would be thrown into a den of lions. Daniel knew the law, but he also knew God's law was more important. The Bible says, Daniel went home and prayed 3 times a day, just as he had always done. Daniel chapter 6 verse 10. Daniel did not hide. He did not stop praying. He trusted God. Daniel in the lion's den. When the men saw Daniel praying, they told the king. The king was very sad because he liked Daniel, but he could not change the law. Daniel was thrown into the lion's den. That night, the king could not sleep. But Daniel was not afraid. God sent an angel to protect him. My God sent his angel, and the angel shut the lions' mouths. Daniel chapter 6 verse 22. The lions did not hurt Daniel at all. Early in the morning, the king rushed to the den and called out, "Daniel, has your God saved you?" Daniel answered, "Yes, my God sent his angel." The king was filled with joy. Daniel was lifted out of the den, and not even a scratch was found on him. The king then told everyone in the kingdom to honor the living God, because God rescues and saves. Daniel continued to serve God faithfully for the rest of his life. Biblical lessons. 1. Obey God even when it is hard. Daniel chose God's way even in a strange land. Daniel chapter 1 verse 8. 2. God honors those who trust him. God gave Daniel wisdom and favor. Daniel chapter 1 verse 17. 3. Prayer is powerful. Daniel prayed when things were difficult. Daniel chapter 2 verse 18. 4. Give God the glory. Daniel never took credit for himself. Daniel chapter 2 verse 28. 5. Do not stop praying. Daniel prayed every day, even when it was dangerous. Daniel chapter 6 verse 10. 6. God protects his children. God shut the lions' mouths. Daniel chapter 6 verse 22. 7. God is alive and in control. God showed everyone that he is the true God. Daniel chapter 6 verses 26 to 27.